There's something magical about watching a screen fill with bouncing projectiles as they systematically obliterate everything in their path. Ball X Pit, the latest creation from developer Kenny Sun, understands this primal satisfaction and builds an entire experience around it. What starts as a simple Breakout-inspired concept quickly evolves into one of 2025's most compelling roguelite experiences. I'll admit my expectations were modest going in. The premise sounds almost too niche. A brick-breaking game with roguelite elements and base building? But after sinking over 25 hours into this addictive gem, I'm convinced it's one of the year's standout indie titles. Core gameplay centers on launching balls at advancing waves of enemy blocks while dodging their attacks on a vertically scrolling battlefield. You'll collect power-ups during runs, merge balls to create devastating combinations, and watch as your screen transforms into a chaotic symphony of destruction. The marriage between Breakout's physics-based action and Bubble Bobble's strategic aiming creates something uniquely satisfying. Each run lasts roughly 12 to 15 minutes, making this perfect for quick gaming sessions. You'll bounce between clearing the pit's 8 core levels and managing your home base of New Balbalon. The base building isn't just window dressing either. It's surprisingly engaging. You'll place resource nodes for wheat, stone, and wood, then strategically position buildings to maximize buffs and resource gathering. There's genuine puzzle solving here as you rotate structures and optimize placement. The real magic happens when balls start combining. Fuse a bleed damage ball with one that spawns babies, and suddenly you've got a leech that latches onto enemies and drains their HP. Mix a poison cloud with area of effect explosions. Congratulations, you've just created a weapon of mass destruction. The game features dozens of possible combinations, and discovering synergies feels genuinely rewarding. Power creep isn't a dirty word in Ball X Pit, it's the entire point. Early levels start slow, giving you time to understand mechanics. But soon enough, you're firing room-filling laser beams, launching snowstorms across the field, or drowning enemies in toxic clouds. There's a delicious Hades-style feeling of, should I really be able to do this? As your builds spiral into absurdity. The game offers 15 to 16 playable characters. Sources vary slightly, each bringing unique abilities and starting conditions. One character even transforms the experience into a turn-based tactics puzzler, which I personally despised but appreciate for its audacity. Another plays the game passively for you, perfect for those moments when you want to watch chaos unfold while multitasking. Not everything hits perfectly, though. The boss fights lean too heavily on bullet sponge design rather than interesting mechanical challenges. Pumping hundreds of balls into a health bar isn't particularly engaging, especially when your carefully crafted build either trivializes the encounter or proves inadequate with little middle ground. The game lacks those clutch comeback mechanics. No room-clearing special attacks or last-second saves. Your build is your build, and if it's not working, you're mostly relying on luck or persistence. The music situation also needs addressing. There's essentially one track for runs, and it gets repetitive fast. Easy solution? Mute it and play your own soundtrack. The game runs smoothly enough to handle background applications without hiccups. Difficulty balance feels inconsistent too. By the end game, I felt somewhat overpowered despite the challenge spikes. The transition to New Game Plus happens suddenly, sometimes without warning, which can disrupt achievement hunting. NG Plus essentially offers harder versions of existing levels rather than genuinely new content, though the 20-plus hour initial playthrough provides solid value for such low price tag. The game nails its presentation with gorgeous pixel art that strikes that sweet spot between nostalgic and modern. Every ball bounce, every explosion, every screen-filling effect feels impactful and satisfying. The visual feedback loop is expertly tuned. You always understand what's happening despite the on-screen chaos. The base-building portion deserves special mention. You'll launch characters into your village, bouncing them off resource nodes and construction scaffolding in a miniature version of the main gameplay. It's a clever way to unify the game's dual modes while adding another layer of strategic thinking. Ball X Pit represents roguelite design at its most focused. It takes a simple concept, bouncing balls to break blocks, and layers on enough complexity to keep you engaged for dozens of hours. The base building integration feels purposeful rather than tacked on, And the character variety encourages experimentation across multiple runs. This is best enjoyed in shorter bursts rather than marathon sessions, as the core gameplay can feel repetitive during extended play. But when it clicks, and it will, you'll understand why this quirky indie is earning such passionate praise. At just $15, it delivers exceptional value. It's not pushing narrative boundaries or exploring deep themes, but it absolutely nails what it sets out to do. Provide cathartic, strategic destruction wrapped in an addictive progression system. Whether you're a roguelite veteran or curious newcomer, this brick-breaking bonanza deserves a spot in your library. Just be prepared to lose track of time as one more run turns into several.